Harry is the godfather of Meghan and Harry's daughter. That was not in my bingo card for the year. Are we gonna get a Madea Goes to London? Stand by me, a darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Not you bought a Nagore choir to these motherfucking people kingdom? As a 25% black women's during Black Jesus is Black, during Santa is Black, Black Women's Month, you think I'm finna let y'all see my Nagore baby? Hell no! Y'all can suck a fart out of my ass. What's up, y'all? It's your sister. Okay, I know I fell off a little bit, but I'm back in this thing. I'm back up in this thing. Make some noise. We're gonna crank out these videos as much as we can, as much as possible, y'all. Okay, so oh my God, for those of you guys who don't know who I am, I'm Jessie Woo. I'm getting an influx of new people, so I just want to introduce myself to y'all. I am your Haitian sister. Okay, and I am a Black women's. It is Black Women's Black Santa Month. Okay, every month is a Black Women's Month. I don't know what January is gonna be. Some of y'all are telling me I need to come up with a calendar. Maybe I should, child. But anyway, y'all, before we get into the second part of Meghan and Harry's docu-series on Netflix, your sister met Morris Chestnut during Black Women's Jesus is Black and Black Santa Month. Look at this. Look, y'all. Look, this is me and Morris. This is me, Morris, and his chestnuts down to the Dish Nation, child. I don't know if I could put that in focus. Can y'all see that? Can you focus on me? It's a little blurry, but my God, this man is so fine. Y'all, I stuttered so bad towards the end of this video, towards the end of the interview that I had with Morris. Like, he just is so fine. Like, and it's like, my God, like, when do you stop being so fine? Like, how is it that you're like getting finer with age? You know, everybody's not blessed with that. And he was so nice. And y'all, like, this is the first time ever. I've been at Dish Nation for a year, and I've been like guest co-hosting like since around like 2019. I have never been there and saw the entire staff go into the studio the way the staff showed up for Morris Chestnut. First of all, I use lotion for the first time. I don't ever really use lotion like that. I don't be wearing no heels. I don't be wearing no nice pants, baby. I lotioned up my titties for this interview. Like, I could not believe I was gonna meet Morris and his chestnuts. I had to be well prepared, okay? Your sister met Morris Chestnut during Black Women's Black Jesus birthday and Santa is Black Month. I mean, come on. What more could I ask God for? Like, that was the best way to like end the year, okay? So anyway, work was great. And then after that, we actually went to, you know, The Best Man, the final chapters is coming out on Peacock. Child, we went to a screening for The Best Man, the final chapters. Peacock had a nice activation here in Atlanta. I'm really glad these networks are starting to bring activations to Atlanta, because there was a part of me that was like, man, I really might have to leave Atlanta, because I feel like all the network stuff is in LA and New York, and it still mainly is, but I'm getting a lot of opportunities lately. People are reaching out to me to do stuff here, so I'm like, you know what, I really might stay. I might really just end up really staying in Atlanta. So I'm really glad. But anyway, we went to the screening. It was amazing. Food was great. And they showed us the first episode, baby. All I'm going to tell y'all is Morris Chestnut is putting the cock in Peacock. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. He's putting the cock in Peacock in that damn The Best Man series that they got coming out this coming week. So make sure that you watch it. Get your Peacock subscription. Get all that together so that you can watch that. So anyway, y'all, let's get into the second part of this Harry and Meghan documentary on Netflix. Is it me? I noticed this as I was coming in. I don't know, maybe it didn't dawn on me, but as I was watching the first part, I was finishing up the first part and then coming into the second part with these last 3 episodes, you know, we're talking about how Meghan's blackness was never addressed by her mother, okay? And her mother's side of the family, if there were discussions about that, it wasn't in a way where it stuck with Meghan, and therefore Meghan really had to encounter her black women's dumb through marrying a white imperialist. Like, the layers in that, like literally, Meghan, who had a black mama during Black Women's Month, during Black Women's Jesus is Black Month, didn't have to deal with being treated as a black woman until she married into an imperialistic family. I really want y'all to just think about the layers in that and how twisted that is, right? And I was going back and forth about this with a friend of mine, and they were like, Jess, first of all, when you watch the first part of the series, they're stressing to you how smart Meghan was. Meghan was very intelligent from the time she was a child. She was a mini activist. She was getting straight A's. Like, she was well known. She was known to be well-rounded with knowledge, and she was diversified in a lot of different topics. But then you see this woman who still, at this point in her life, and at this point we're doing this docuseries, we only saw one black friend, and that was Serena Williams. Like, all of your friends from years, like before you were a celebrity, or back when you were just doing Suits, they were all white. And once you got to a certain point, you didn't go out of your way to make more black friends, especially like women's. We all here can attest, we love Serena Williams, but that was your only black women's friend during Black Women's Month. And then it's like, to think about how you didn't really have many black friends, but the person who saves you when your husband's imperialistic family basically forces you out the kingdom is Tyler Perry, a black man. The layers in that, the way the black community has embraced Meg, and also Harry, but I feel like we always had a special place for Harry because that was Diana's son. We ain't really fuck with the oldest one. We always knew it was something about that damn ginger boy. It was something about that ginger. I thought it was so funny when there was a scene with him at the house, and he had his arms open. There was a picture, there was a sign that said Royal Ginger. I thought that was fucking funny. But the way the black community opened its arms to you with really no background on you ever really embracing your blackness to begin with, and not saying that they shouldn't, but damn, that's something that we really need to think about, like, just as black people, how we are so ready to open ourselves up, and that don't be the same energy for us. Just saying. But speaking of blackness, I love that they start off this series and we get to the wedding. I will never forget watching the wedding, and I'm so glad they shined a light on this, but watching the wedding and seeing that black choir, I'm getting chills. I don't know if y'all can see the goosebumps, but just seeing that black choir sing, "Stand by me, oh darling, darling, stand by me, oh stand by me, stand by me." Like, having that black ass choir, something that we've never seen on this platform, for Meghan to do that. I remember watching it like in my home thinking, wow, I've never seen this on this platform. This is beautiful to see. First of all, I don't know a black person that doesn't love a black choir, but to see it on that platform, it was just amazing to see, right? But after seeing the first part of this documentary and then seeing this now, I was like, bitch, not you, but the Nagors, like not you brought a Nagor choir to these motherfucking people kingdom. Bitch, from the get-go, they wasn't fucking with you. From the jump. And when they show like images from that moment, how stiff everybody was, like there wasn't a smile, there wasn't a, you know, the only people that you saw happy were the blacks, were the Nagors. And even them, it's like they were coached to not show too much emotion, because again, this is not how the you know, the kingdom and the, you know, the people that enslaved the Nagors, and they've been doing that for centuries. This is not how we behave here. This is crumpet vibes, okay? This is high tea and crumpet vibes. We don't do that shit. Ain't no, you know, ain't no yes. We ain't doing that shit over here. You know, okay? We like, girl, you bringing that Nagor choir to them people wedding? Because even though it was her wedding, but it really was them people wedding, because they paid for that. Girl, from the jump, they wasn't fucking with you. From the jump, they wasn't fucking with you. And I feel like for them, that was enough. That was as far as they was gonna go. Okay, we're gonna let the Nagors come in here. They're gonna do the Stand By Me number. Okay, we're gonna fake it. You know what I mean? We're gonna fake it for now, but bitch, that's it. We're not doing nothing else. And as the docuseries kept continuing, that is exactly the message that they were sending her. Bitch, we gave you Stand By Me. Bitch, we gave you 1, 2, 3, bing. 1, 2, 3, bing. We gave you 1,000 dances for your wedding song or for your first dance. Like, we gave you all the Nagor shit. We not finna do no more Nagor shit. I'm so sorry to you and your Nagors that you came in here with. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Like, that's all they had for you, Megs. That was it. And as you continue to watch docuseries, it's really made clear that that was where it stopped. Another piece of imagery that I loved seeing and being reminded of was her mom. I remember seeing her. I feel like Meghan's wedding was the first time I saw what her mom looked like. And so seeing her with her high tea hat on, her crumpets, you know, her croissant hat on, and you know, Charles, you know, and his slut of a wife, Camilla, who will never be my motherfucking queen. Bitch, you is a whore. We will never forget that shit, bitch. Team Diana all day, every motherfucking day, pussy ass hoe. But you know what I'm saying? It was a sight to see, though. It was a sight to see, you know, her holding hands with Charles, and it was like, yeah, that's it. Like, and again, so anyway, so now that we're past the wedding, you have Meghan talking about her first outing with the queen. And her first outing with the queen, they're showing you pictures. It looks cute. She says that this was, when? She said her first outing with her was back in June 2017, and they went to go hold a moment of silence for the Grenfell fire. So the Grenfell fire basically was, Grenfell is the neighboring town of Kensington. And apparently it is well known to have a lot of immigrants there. Black immigrants, Asian immigrants. So you're gonna see a whole lot of people who are in this area where the resources are very, very low. And keep in mind, this is neighboring to where the palace is. This is literally like, its neighbor is where the royals live, okay? And so they go and they hold a moment of silence there, and Meg was saying that for the first time, she gets in this car with the queen, and for the first time, she's like, wow, like, I'm not seeing her as the queen in this moment. I'm seeing her as a grandmother. Like, she put a blanket over both of our knees. She was quiet. She didn't really say much, but she felt like, okay, like, there could be something here. Meg apparently was very close to her grandmother before she passed. And so for her, it was like, wow, like, I'm about to gain another grandmother. At least that's what she was looking forward to, you know? And so they go to this moment of silence, and they go and they pay their respects, right? But Meg takes it a step further, and she starts spending time with a lot of these women from the neighborhood that were displaced. Women who were living in hotels for 1 to 2 to 3 years, you know, after this fire that ruined this entire building that they were living in. She was spending time with them. She helped them come out with a cookbook. the cookbook did better than, what were they saying? They said it beat out J.K. Rowling's on the charts one week or for a month or something like that. It was very successful. And so now you're seeing this girl who's a royal taking the time out to address issues that pertain to people who look like what? People who reflect the people of the Commonwealth. And so as she's doing this work, the tabloids are picking it up like, oh my God, here she is doing this, here she is doing that. And she's getting so much good publicity that the royals are not getting, this Nagore is getting, okay? And so this is when she starts to see the media change towards her. Now it goes from all these stories of her doing well and her and Harry turning into like this rock star royal couple, because everywhere they were going, they were paying attention to issues that were pertaining to people of the Commonwealth. So blacks, browns, Asians, they're going out of the country. They're going into neighboring countries that belong to the Commonwealth, and they're really taking their time to provide resources, to talk to people, to spend time with people, not just take a picture, but actually have a conversation. And that shit was starting to piss the monarchy off. Meghan and Harry, but especially Meghan, was being placed on all these magazine covers, like left and right. Like the media was eating her up. And they were treating her very similar to the way they treated Princess Diana, which was they were treating her with preference. So you weren't hearing much of anything about the monarchs, the actual royals who have been there, you know, the niggas who really was out here being imperialists. You know what I mean? You weren't hearing anything about them, but you were constantly seeing her on magazine covers. Who is Meghan Markle? This is who she is. She's out here doing this. She's out here doing that. And then she gets pregnant with their first baby. And then like she's doing this work even while pregnant. So the public, the media is eating her up. And all of a sudden, now you see articles being planted about her being a diva. Her versus Kate, because they were outshining William and Kate. Don't nobody give a fuck about William and Kate. Don't nobody want to see they ugly asses. They have no charisma. They have no personality. Nobody gives a fuck. So now you have, you know, Harry and Meghan here, and then they're actually nice. They're actually charismatic. They actually seemingly care about people, if you know. And so people were eating them up, and now you're seeing all this. And then so what really turned the media or turned the family against Meghan was when they were in South Africa, and apparently, you know, her and Harry were told that there was going to be a reporter there that was working on a special documentary for the family, just to give more insight on the family and who the family is. And this reporter, you know, I guess before the interview officially starts, he just asked her, you know, how are you doing? Like, how has the last year been for you? You know, you're pregnant, you got married, you're doing all this work. And she basically said, she's like, I'm not okay. It's been very difficult for me, you know, like doing this work, being pregnant, being a first-time mom. And mind you, keep in mind, Meg, at the time that she got pregnant, I believe she was 38, 39. And so, you know, according to science, having a child in your late 30s is dangerous. You know what I mean? And so she was doing this, and also she was doing all this work as a royal, being around these people constantly, shaking hands and, you know, looking at all these tabloids talking shit about her, but still keeping her head high, because what they were always told, according to Harry and Meghan, was the royals always told them, say no comment, say nothing. But it's like they were telling them to say nothing, but then they're planting shit the same way that they did with Diana. They were planting shit. They were feeding things to these tabloids because they wanted her to not be out here outshining them. And so now she says, yeah, you know what? To be quite frank, I'm not okay. And that shit goes fucking viral. And that's when shit totally changes for Meghan, and she really comes to terms, well, she has to start coming to terms with the fact that, girl, they don't fuck with you. Like, this is a smile and wave job, bitch. Like, if we did Diana like this, imagine what we can do to your black ass. Like, we don't fuck with you, bitch. And that's when they started making it very, very clear to her. And you see her come to terms, her and Harry come to terms with the fact that this same system that they had this unwanted contract with, these tabloids, the media, they had this unwanted contract with, the same system that was so invasive, they were going to use that same system to get you and your Nagor the fuck out of here. It's either you bend down, it's either you bow the fuck down and you do what the fuck we say, or you get the fuck out. And then you have Harry basically admit that even though this was a very dark and gloomy time for Meghan is saying, okay, you know what? Eventually, all this is going to stop. People are not going to believe what they read in these tabloids. Like, they have to know this is all a lie. Like, I'm not going back and forth with Kate. I'm not doing this and that to Kate. And then you have Harry who says, you know, he admitted to not prioritizing her health because he was so wrapped up in what people would think, what people were thinking about them rather than her health. And so both of them were just nodding and waving, right? And just hoping that everything would go away. And it's like, girl, you know, this is like 2018, 2019. You know, I don't know if Meghan was like severely, like if she was extremely on social media, but look at these blogs. Like, do y'all not see how, look at these blogs, for instance, like, tabloids in the UK are like these blogs, very intentional on spreading misinformation, very intentional on spreading bias misinformation, very intentional on spreading like baseless rumors without a care on how it affects the people that they are posting about, that they are spreading information about. Like, they are so careless. And the thing is, people believe these blogs. Like, I don't know how many things I can use as an example, but if it's on the Shade Room, the neighborhood talk, it's on site, Hollywood Unlocked, people gravitate towards that instead of going to actual black media like Essence, like Blavity, like CNN Black, like The Root, like Helen Nicole, like Refinery 29, BETnews.com, like where people have to follow a certain code of ethics. I remember when I used to work for BET Breaks. BET Breaks was literally, it was like celebrity news, but I had to write my own stories, and they had to it had to go through so many channels just for me to do a 1-minute video of the story that I wrote on. And for these blogs, it's literally like anybody can make a blog, and they didn't go to school for this. They don't have a code of ethics. You know what I'm saying? They don't do research on they literally just rely on freedom of speech. And now when you look at these blogs, they all put this thing, oh, we don't condone bullying, but they'll put information out there intentionally to get people bullied. Look at this Meg Thee Stallion stuff, which I'm going to do a video on. I wasn't going to do a video on it, but I saw something that 50 Cent posted today, and I'm like, no, I'm going to do a fucking video on this. But literally, these blogs are what the tabloids are, which is literally, I remember one time I remember the neighborhood talk. Years ago when I first started following it, they had told me, hey, like, if you have any singing videos, like, we'd love to post it or whatever. I'm like, cool. So I would send them my singing videos. Never posted it. But then I remember, like, Karen Civil comes, that whole Karen Civil the whole Karen Civil thing starts. And they were posting, I know she sent this to them, but they posted this post that's still on my page from a couple years back, where she gave me a candle from an event that she had, and I posted it. And they're like, oh, she's accusing her of being a thief, but here she is posting a candle. I'm like, damn. So I sent you guys videos of me singing or me doing this, that, and the third. You won't post that, but you'll post this for her because you think she's going to open certain doors for you that she doesn't even have access to because she's a fucking liar, and nobody in this industry knows what she does. I can tell you what she does, though, according to my lawsuit. And so according to my lawsuit, she creates experiences. That's what the lawsuit said. Right? But they would post that, or if there was negative tweets about me, or the Whitney Houston joke, oh, they posted that. But they would never post, oh, when I was at the border last year and I was at the Texas border with the Haitians. They didn't post that. That went viral. They didn't post that. You know what I'm saying? Like, these blogs are not set up to spread positivity. They are set up to garner mess, and you guys feed into it. Y'all really like it. You guys love it. And mess sells. And so now you have this thing where real journalists who follow real codes of ethics, who went to school to learn how to write a story front to back, you know, for years, they're not even getting the engagement that these blogs get. These black media outlets that have been around for 30 plus years. I had to go meet up a friend for dinner, so I'm sorry that I look, you know, slightly different, but child, I had to go down to 5th Church Midtown, had a lamb burger, met up with a friend of mine who's in the industry, who's a writer and creator, and she's in town for a short amount of days, so I was like, I had to go meet up with her. Now it's literally 12:30 at night. I'm like, if I don't finish this video, I ain't gonna finish this video. So let me go ahead and put some lip gloss on. During Black Women's Santa is Black and it's Black Jesus Month, so we can get this story cracking. You know, I was just thinking, what is Harry's last name? What is these niggas? What is these royal niggas like? What's these white niggas' last names? Do we know that? What is the royal family's last name? What the fuck? Is it Bettenhouse or some shit like that? I don't know, Mountbatten or something like that. That shit just sound racist. That sound like imperialism. Okay, let me go ahead and let me regroup. Let me regroup. To the last point that I was making before I went to dinner was, yeah, blogs are now the media. And what happens here with blogs is that mess is what drives blogs. Mess is what drives blogs. You guys who read into blogs, you guys don't care about fact checking. Y'all don't care about nothing, which is why I feel like there's so many things when it comes out, y'all be in favor of shit that's so problematic. Like, even like the R. Kelly shit I saw recently, like R. Kelly had a song and y'all was literally like rocking to it, like, because the blogs have fed you all those girls that he was with. They fed it to you in a way that made it seem like these were girls who knew what they were doing and they wanted to be with R. Kelly. And you guys really have bought that, which is why y'all don't give a fuck that he's a whole predator. You guys will still support him. His songs will still tread on TikTok. Like, it's just ridiculous. So anyway, going back to Meg and Harry, it's like, again, what I find it very telling that the same system that the royal family was always saying was what was so dangerous to them and taking advantage of them and disrespecting their privacy, they used that same entity to destroy Meghan. Like, literally to call, like, there would be publications when they show you in the docuseries that would call her the N-word, literally would say Nagor. Then like would connect her to like ISIS, would connect her to like terrorist groups and say she has this connection to these 13 members of ISIS. Like, it was insane, like putting her life in danger, knowing that they had no intentions of protecting her from not only that entity, but from the public that eats this shit up because they don't fact check. And at the end of the day, it is very popular to hate black people, let alone hate a black woman. You know what I'm saying? So they were force feeding it to the public to destroy her, to basically kill her. And if she wasn't gonna get killed, they loved the fact that she had mental health, that she wasn't well, because she said it for years that she was telling them that she wanted to off herself, and they were like, oh, just deal with it. Literally. Just wanted to make this point too, because I forgot to say it in the video. Meghan talks about how she was literally scared for her life
that there were people leaving comments and tweeting things about like harming her. And she voiced this to the family and they didn't give a fuck. And even post this docuseries, I believe there was a big publication in the UK where a writer literally published an article where he said he fantasized the day where Meghan would walk naked through the streets of London and people could throw stones at her yelling, shame, shame, shame. The violence that she had to put up with and literally the fear that she had of her being harmed, her children being harmed, and the fact that they never stepped in and nobody in the media stepped on the brakes. Like, it just was insane. And then she talked about how she would go out, and be in fear of her life. It caused her social anxiety because you never know if these people that are commenting this stuff, writing this stuff, or tweeting this stuff, if they're really going to be about what they're writing and really harm you in real life. Like, it's just crazy. And again, that's something that I could really relate to because I know having a platform, I've seen people say some of the most disgusting things about me. I've seen people say very harmful things about me. And so when I go into public places, sometimes I do have social anxiety. I don't want to talk because I don't know if you're the person who made that comment that I saw the other day. I don't want to hug you. I don't want to talk to you because I don't know who you are and I don't know what your intentions are. So it's just really crazy that she went through all this. And the fact that, a lot of us are like, wow, like the media in the UK is crazy, but the blogs here do the same exact thing and y'all support that. And you don't know how many people walking around with platforms have social anxiety or are constantly pressed because of the comments and the stuff that they see written about them and the misinformation that gets spread about them and how harmful that can truly be.
Harry, there's a point in the documentary where Harry was making it clear that they all had a communications team, but that he and William's communications team was kind of one, and that from the time him and William were little, they made a pact that they would not do to each other what they saw happen to their mother, what they saw family members would do to each other, because what would happen is it's like these communications teams represented each family member, but they also had a joint objective, which was to protect the family, to make the family look good, or so they said. But then, like, through the media, you could see, no, each person was gunning for the next person through the media. I mean, if you watch The Crown, you could see how Charles, for years, was gunning for his mom, like basically telling the public that she wasn't modern. I'm modern. She's not for modern thinking. She doesn't believe in freedom of religion. And, look at her. She's spending money on this yacht and we're at a deficit as an economy. And it got so bad that his mom basically told him, oh, you know what? You sit down, and you're going to be sitting for a while. And that bitch was alive for 40 more years. Okay? Like, she's like, oh, you want to tear me down? Okay, cool. Let's see how this works out for you. And literally, she lived 4 more decades after that shit. Like, it's like, I'm not going down on the fight, bitch. Like, oh, you want a gun for me? Gun for me if you want. But I'm not going nowhere. Period. You know what I mean? And so they made a pact not to do that to each other. And literally, Harry would see how it was very clear that William and his team would be the ones planting certain stories out there, especially to make Meghan and him look bad, but especially Meghan. I found the section of the docuseries where Meg finally gives birth to Archie very disturbing. So I guess, like, as tradition, the family, princesses, queens, or whatever, when you would give birth to your child, there was a certain hospital. What was the hospital? I can't remember the hospital's name. It was Portland. I can't remember what the hospital name was, but Meg had a long-standing relationship with her doctor. Her doctor was at Portland Hospital. It wasn't the hospital that was made famous by all the family members. And so, they wanted her to be at the steps that Diana was at, the steps that Kate was at, the steps that the Queen was at, the steps that Fergie was at. And she was like, yeah, no, my doctor's over here. And then, she asked them, actually, can we wait to do the whole steps thing? Can we actually do it at the palace, you know, just to give me some time. And apparently they all said yes. However, they didn't communicate that to the media. The media felt very much entitled to seeing what Archie looked like. And here's the thing. You think me, as a 25% black women's during Black Jesus is Black, during Santa is Black Women's Month, you think I'm finna let y'all see my Nagore baby? Y'all been calling me a Nagore for the last 2.5 years. You think I'm finna show y'all my Nagore baby? Hell no. Like, what? Y'all can kiss my entire, y'all can suck a fart out of my ass. No. So literally what they did was, days afterwards, because literally what would happen with the previous women's, they would give birth, then go straight to the steps. Bitch, hell fucking no. No. Meghan was like, nah, me, first of all, I'm gonna give birth, and I'm gonna rest for a couple days. Then I'm gonna come out and show you my baby's ankle. And that's it. And that's what her and Harry did. Came out at the palace, told y'all how birthing was, gave y'all a cute debrief, showed y'all an ankle, an elbow, and kept it the fuck moving. But the media was so upset with that because they wanted to see what Archie looked like. Why would I show you guys my Nagore baby? Are you fucking dumb? Then literally all they got was ankles and elbows from the baby. But then they went on to make like these articles, these memes, these tweets showing, you know, a couple coming out of the hospital with a chimp and saying, oh, the royal baby was just born. Like calling Archie a whole monkey. Like in this day and age, calling Archie a whole ape. Like it's just, that shit was crazy to me. You know, then they go on and they show how they were able to get a nanny, a black nanny. She was a Zimbabwean. She took care of them. Like she took Archie and put Archie in the wrap that they do in the villages where they wrap the baby on their backs. And like, you know, they were just talking about how she was really their saving grace, that she moved in with them, that not only did she take care of Archie, but she took care of Meghan and Harry as well. And then, not so, I believe, was it after that I believe that's after that. Yeah, 4 months after Archie was born, that's when the interview, that clip from the interview went viral when she said she was not okay. And she answered honestly. And then there was a whole hashtag that was born. We love you, Meghan. Hashtag we love you, Meghan. Hashtag we're here for you, Meghan. And the royals were upset because literally the only other person in the royal family that had ever spoken honestly about their real experience in the royal family was Diana. And we saw what they did with Diana. But here was Meghan. Meghan literally had a step above Diana because she was black. So not only could she tug the heartstrings of so many people, but then you have the black community, and mind you, this is coming at a time when I mentioned this in my previous video about this, but this is coming at a time when literally folks in the Commonwealth were fed the fuck up and they were fucking leaving. And so they're watching this girl who's black and seeing her experience, and they're coming to terms with the fact that, wait a minute, this whole we are family, nah bitch, we ain't no motherfucking Commonwealth family. Y'all niggas haven't learned anything. You guys are still treating us like the Nagores that we are to you. And so this was sending a clear message. And so once she did that, honestly, everything just went left. And I can go on and on about what they did with her dad. I think that the royals were behind the paparazzi with her dad, getting those stories about her with her dad. We saw how they talked about how literally the royals were supposedly mad at her dad doing all these interviews, so they told her to send her dad a private letter to let him know, hey, like, I'm here for you. Please stop speaking to these people. Like, the paparazzi, the media, they are manipulating you. I know this. I'm your daughter. I love you. Please talk to me. I want to help you. and they had her sent that handwritten letter. They intercepted the letter being sent, and then the letter gets published by, I believe, a newspaper, not the Daily Mail, but a newspaper, the Mail, that's associated with the Associated Press in London. And so this garnered a whole lawsuit, because you cannot publish by law a personal letter like that. But from what Meghan and Harry were explaining was that the reason why the Mail was able to do that is because they knew that the royal family would not sue, and that they would pressure her not to sue. That was always their thing, not to sue. And so her not suing, them betting on her not suing, was a win for them. And then how they published the letter is they purposely left things out of the letter. They purposely left things out where she talked about, hey, you're being manipulated by the media. Like, they left all those things out. So it made it seem like it's just like the ends that they went to have this girl off herself. It was crazy. Things get really bad. They moved to Vancouver. And even before they moved to Vancouver, Canada, a island off of Vancouver, they tell the royals, listen, you know what? Shit is getting really bad. Meghan wants to off herself. She says this to them. They're like, well, we've all been through this, so just deal with it. They're like, you know what? We're willing to go and live in South Africa. We're willing to leave the UK, go to South Africa, go to one of these Commonwealth countries, do work as royals, and just be disconnected from it all. No. They're like, no. Like, you know what? We'll go to Canada. Canada is a Commonwealth country. We'll go there. Everything was a no. When they go to Canada, they pull their security. They pulled their funds. By the time they got to Canada, COVID happened. So they used that as we have to pull the security to keep them safe. Mind you, they still had security in the UK, but they wanted to pull it from them to keep it to keep them safe. Paparazzi was getting behind, like literally they have video paparazzi going behind their gates. Like it just was insane. Harry sends them a private letter. Hey, we are willing to go live in one of the Commonwealth countries and still do our duties as royals. Actually, not even take your money. They leak that. They leak it and tell the media Harry's leaving, instead of sharing with the media everything that led to that. Like, it's really just insane. What else? They ended up suing the newspaper that released that article with her dad's letter. The newspaper's comeback was, her friends who came together and had people write a story on her and who she is, because her friends were seeing all the depression that she was in. Meghan had a whole miscarriage the first day that they found a place to live in California. After they're in Vancouver, they're not safe. Tyler Perry, out of nowhere, who sent Meghan a letter back when she first got married, telling her, hey, I'm here for you. Meghan is so desperate, she reaches out to Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry lets them come live with him. But he keeps it secret as much as he can until paparazzi, the media finds her, the tabloids find her, and now they have to go find somewhere else to live. The day she moves into their home, she has a miscarriage because of everything she's going through. The publication tried to say, she mentioned writing a letter to her dad. Her friends mentioned her writing a letter to her dad, so them mentioning it legally gave us the right to talk about it. The judge sided with Meghan. They appealed it. They lost it. I mean, this shit, honestly, there's so much shit. There's so much shit that I could say. Watch the series. If you haven't watched it, watch the series. I think I'm going to focus on these couple of points. There was one quote that Harry said. He said, misinformation is a huge global humanitarian crisis. And it goes back to what I was saying with the blogs. Like, that couldn't be farthest from the truth. Because here's the thing too, right? not only do we have blogs, but then we have individuals who have a following. And again, a lot of people don't like to read, don't like to do their research. So when you see somebody like 50 Cent, for example, making a meme, you know, like this of Meg Thee Stallion, I'm gonna show you the meme that he made, because literally, like, people are chewing me up in the comments because I'm like, yo, I don't think it's accurate for you to make this meme of Megan Thee Stallion when literally, like, she's not the one lying on the stand. There's like, Kelsey is on the stand lying like hell. But you're gonna have 16,000 comments from people, yeah, she a liar. It's like, what did she lie about? She lied about having sex with a leprechaun. What the fuck does that have to do with her being shot? You know what I'm saying? Spreading misinformation is so fucking easy. I really do think it is a humanitarian crisis, because a lot of you guys don't fucking read. A lot of you guys, you know, this is what happens when, I'm all for people not having to go to college, but people, like, it actually needs to be, like, reinforced. College needs to be reinforced for y'all, because y'all don't know how to fucking read and how to make basic decisions on how you digest information and then irresponsibly spread it to the world. And with social media, it is so easy to do that. When you look at the documentary, the docuseries, there were so many things that were spread about Meghan. Meghan's the one who made Harry leave. No, Harry left because he wasn't gonna stand by and watch the UK do what they did to Diana and then do it to Meghan. He wasn't gonna stand by and watch his ugly ass family do the same shit to his wife and his black kids, his mixed race kids. He wasn't gonna do that. He's a real nigga. He a ginger. Prince Harry is a ginger, but that nigga, he a real nigga though. Let's be honest. He is a real ass nigga. Okay? There is a part in the documentary where Meghan got a text from Beyonce, and Beyonce was like, you know, I want you to feel safe. I want you to feel secure. You know, I'm proud of you. You know, I really think that you were created to break generational curses. What generational curses was Meghan gonna break? Like, if this doesn't teach you that there's no way to break generational curses when it comes to imperialism, capitalism, and racism, I don't know what's gonna teach you niggas that. Y'all think doing a couple pro-black things is what, let me do some pro-black shit, but then let me turn around and partner with Tiffany's, a whole company that's profiting off blood diamonds. We need more books. We need more books. The only way to break generational curses when it comes to imperialism is to kill it off. One thing about imperialistic families, like the royal family, which is the most successful imperialistic family of all time, they knew how to kill niggas off. And because they killed and enslaved niggas off, they were able to be successful. They didn't create nothing. They didn't do anything extraordinary. They didn't work. They killed us off. That's how they garnered their wealth. And black people, we really be thinking sitting at the table. Let me have a seat at that table. Ain't no seat at the motherfucking table, bitch. There ain't no such thing when it comes to these motherfucking people. There's no such thing when it comes to Moon Blanc. How do you think Haitians were able to free themselves? How do you think Haitians were able to free themselves? It was literally killing off the whites. Like, like, that's literally how we were able to free ourselves the way that we did. And the problem that happened afterwards, in a nutshell, is that some Haitians wanted to partner with. Oh, let's partner with. they weren't willing to go without, to find out, like to stick to the path. It was, let's partner with. There's no partnering with. There's no partnering with. Look at Harry. When Harry tried to sit down with the family and say, listen, guys, mind you, this is Harry. This is their blood. Hey, guys, listen. I still want to do my royal duties. Let me do my royal duties, but you know what? I won't be here full time. I will be in another country. And it's like, no, we're telling you what to fucking do. Then he had his older brother disrespect him, yell at him, you know what I'm saying? And basically kick him out of the family. But then as soon as word got out that him and William had a fallout, the family nipped that in the bud in 4 hours. Said, oh, Harry and William are releasing a joint statement. They love each other. They would no, this is not what happened. Harry wants to leave. Something that they didn't do for 3 years for Meghan, with the paparazzi, with the media calling her all types of nagors, with the media saying that Meghan was the one driving a wedge between Harry and his family. They never stuck by her side, never said, hey guys, we are not with racism, because they are. They are fucking imperialists. There is no partnering with them. Imagine like the changes that could happen just in black communities if black billionaires were actually serious. Y'all are so unserious about black issues. It's, oh, let's partner with them. Oh, they're gonna write a couple checks for scholarships for black kids. Yeah, shit that they're gonna get write-offs for, shit that literally they're gonna write it off, and literally the people of the Commonwealth, you and me, are going to pay those taxes. Keep partnering though. I want to show y'all this clip that I saw on social media today that I was like, I know this ain't what I think it is. I know this is not what I think it motherfucking is. This black woman is on her knees. She's on her knees for Prince Charles. We will never be free. Because it's either we're doing like this woman, we're on our fucking knees for these colonizers, or we're doing like these black billionaires, we want to partner up. Or we're doing like Meghan Markle, who at the end of the day, I have a lot of grace for her, but sis, at the end of the day, let's not act like you didn't see this as a come up. I truly believe that you loved Harry. I do. I think you and Harry, anybody can see, y'all really love each other. But let's not act like you didn't see this as a come up. The motherfucker's a prince. Yes, he would never be king. Oh, he ain't gonna be the king. The nigga ain't no Simba, okay? He was never gonna be king. But let's not act like you didn't see being a royal as a come up. Let's not act like don't misinterpret our grace for you as stupidity. You are a very, very smart woman. You knew that you were marrying into imperialism. I don't give a fuck what you thought. I give a fuck about what you knew. I don't give a fuck what you thought they was gonna treat you like. I give a fuck about what you knew. This is like marrying, a KKK member and expecting them not to be racist as a black women's. During black women's, Santa is black and Black Jesus birthday month. Let's be fucking for real. You knew you were marrying into imperialism. You knew this. You knew what that family has done to black and brown people in the entire world. This shit that we're in, they're responsible for it. You knew that. I think you had intentions on doing good, but I need you to be fucking for real. You knew that. There is no partnering. There is no breaking of generational curses. If there's anybody in this equation who broke a generational curse, I'm gonna give it to Harry. Because Harry could have literally said, you know what, fuck this bitch. I'm gonna go on. Harry, I'm gonna give it to Harry. Even though with Harry, he left. So you leaving, you don't change nothing about the monarchy. The monarchy is still gonna monarchy. So you don't change a damn thing about imperialism, but you broke away from it. So your children and your children's children, you know, who are direct descendants of them, they will know what you did. But as for you, Meghan, I think you're getting just a little bit too much credit. Just a little bit too much credit. I'm not saying what they did to you wasn't wrong. It was absolutely wrong. But I think for you, like when you're putting this whole, I didn't know, I thought it would be, nah, cut the shit. Come on, cut the shit. Cut the fucking shit. Let's be for fucking real here. Let's be for real. Let's be for real. You knew. You knew. You knew. Okay? Tyler Perry is the godfather of Meghan and Harry's daughter. That was not in my bingo card for the year. Are we gonna get a Madea goes to London? I want to see a Madea goes to London. Are we gonna see Madea take the UK? Tyler Perry was so funny. He said, okay, I'm the godfather, but does this mean we gotta do a ceremony with them people? Like, do I gotta go to London? Cause I ain't about to do that. Just let you know I ain't about to do that. I'm thinking I ain't taking my black ass over there. I ain't about to do that. I'm thankful for people like Tyler Perry. I know Tyler Perry and his $10 wigs get a lot of slack on his shows. But one thing about Tyler Perry, he has a good track record with being there and standing in the trenches for black people. That's someone that I see breaking generational curses. For instance, that's someone I see. Okay, he's you know, look at what he did with you guys. And again, I go to my first point, which was this, or at the beginning of the video, which was this. I find it very interesting that Meghan had no connection to the black women's experience. But how fitting is it that at your lowest point, it was a black man, it was black media, it was black women like Oprah who put their arms around you for you to tell your story to the world and for you to be embraced by the black community. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? Drop down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about this documentary, this docuseries on Netflix. I will be doing a couple more videos. I am going to be saying my thoughts on the Meghan situation. I have a couple more TV show reviews that I want to get out the way before Christmas. So make sure you like, share, subscribe. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.